Hey guys, welcome back to Pages and Grace. My name's Jess. Thank you so much for being here today. Today I'm going to do the end of the year book tag. So I know the sound of this sounds like it should be like December, January, but these questions are all about the last quarter of the year and the book plans. And it's crazy because I was just looking up, I sat down to do this video, found the video I thought had the questions, it was a different tag. And so I gave up on that and then I went scrolling and Tiffany from Beautiful Minutia just did this and had the questions that I was looking for. So thank you so much. And if you haven't checked out her video, I will link it down below. I think I've had a million interruptions and it's only been the intro. So let's get started with this book tag. I'm sorry if you can hear my chicken. She just laid an egg and she is pretty proud of that, but she is right outside the door here. So let's get started. Are there any books that you started this year that you need to finish? And yes, there are. I'm a huge soft DNFer. So I'm a mood reader. If I start a book and it's just not the book for me right then, that doesn't mean that it's not going to be a good book. So if it's something that I say that I've started and I haven't talked about wrapping it up yet, it's probably I wasn't feeling it in the moment. Things happen in life where either I can't handle a tough, difficult book right at that time, I need something fluffy, or I need something nonfiction. Like, I'm a mood reader, huge mood reader. So if I'm not feeling it, but I know it's probably a book that I'm going to like eventually, I put it down and I come back to it when I'm ready. But I'm currently in the middle of 2 buddy reads, Off the Beaten Path. I'll pop up pictures. I am reading that with the Busy Bookish Mom. She is over on Instagram. She doesn't have YouTube. She's also my real life best friend, so go check her out if you're interested. I also need to finish Dracula, which I am buddy reading with Katie over at This Mama Loves Reading over on Instagram. I will link both of them down below so you can check out their Instagram accounts if you're interested. So those 2 are right away what I need to finish. I also have a list of books that I need to finish, but I haven't started them yet. So I will talk about those in a few questions. The next question is, do you have an autumnal book to transition you into the end of the year? And I would say Dracula is one of those specters in the glass house I'm also currently reading, and I'm really enjoying it. Definitely that fall autumnal mood. A not so fictional fall. I already read that one. Definitely a transition into this autumnal season. I have read several seasonal books already. I will pop a few of them up here. You can also check out my September wrap up for some of my thoughts on a few of those. Some of them you'll have to wait till the end of October to hear my thoughts. Okay, the next question is there a new release you're still waiting for? And absolutely, this is Across the Ages by Gabriel Meyer. I love reading For a Lifetime in September. I cannot wait to see where this story keeps going. I love how Gabriel Meyer's books they kind of tear you apart, but they also put the pieces back together to show God's greater plan. And that common thread throughout all of the books really keeps me coming back for more. I love that in a book. Okay, the next one is, what 3 books do you want to read by the end of the year? I don't have 3, I have many. So at the beginning of this year, over on Instagram, I didn't have YouTube yet. I started a 24 books I want to read in 2024. I picked 12 fiction and 12 nonfiction. And I was doing so good with this list. I have 5 nonfiction, or no. I only have 5 fiction left on the list, and I have 7 nonfiction. So I did DNF some. And the reason, most of these books are ones that have been on my shelves. And I wanted to get some of the books on my physical TBR off of my shelves if I didn't like them. I've been putting them off, so I put them on this list to help me motivate myself to read more of them. So I have 12 books left, and I'm hoping I can get through them by the end of the year. I'm sure I will. A lot of December, I'm just powering through these books to push myself to read books that I already own, to get myself a fresh, clean start with my 24 list for 2024. Okay, so let's go through them quickly. I have A Lineage of Grace by Francine Rivers. I started this one a while back, it wasn't the time for it. I had just finished the Mark of the Lion trilogy, and that was not the time to pick up another massive book by Francine Rivers. So this one is one I want to get to. The Yearling I want to get through. Daddy Longlegs on my list. Not Like the Movies by Carrie Winfrey, and Between Shades of Grey by Ruta Sepetys. So those are my fiction books. My nonfiction books. Sorry if you can hear my fan. It's hot in here right now. It was cold this morning and now it's hot, and I refuse to change right now. So I have, what did I say, 7 books over here. I don't think I'm going to DNF any, but there's one I might. I don't know yet. The Tiny But Mighty Farm. This is Jill Reagan. I watch her on YouTube, gardening channel. I love learning more about that. So here's one I want to finish by the end of the year. Fascinating Stories of Forgotten Lives by Charles Swindoll. I have read 2 other books in this series and really enjoyed them. I just haven't picked this one up yet. I need to get to it. Adopted for Life by Russell D. Moore. I need to get to. Epic by John Eldridge. Super tiny. I can do it. I can do it. Everybody Needs to Forgive Somebody by Ellen R. Hunt. Another tiny book. I can do it. Rediscover Jesus is another one that I picked up earlier this year, and I had to put it down. It just wasn't the time for me. I had just finished, I think, 1 or 2 other Matthew Kelly books, and his books can be very repetitive. They're good information, they're good reminders, but if you read one, sometimes they blend together. So I put it off, need to pick it back up. And the last one I've talked about recently, and I've made some progress. I'm getting there. Getting there. I think I only have like 2 chapters left in it, so that one also needs to be finished. So I know it says 3. That's my version. I have 12 books I need to finish by the end of the year, which is totally doable. Is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite of the year? Absolutely. Right now, I have probably between 2 as my favorite of the year. I don't know. I don't like ranking books. I like picking favorites, like a group of favorites, but they're so different. I like to read such different books that sometimes picking a favorite, it depends on like what you're talking about. You're talking about a romance? Are you talking about nonfiction? Are you talking about mystery? Like each book can do a great job at what it does and still not be my favorite in that genre. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know, I'm rambling. I don't know for sure. I mean, Gabriel Meyer, I'm really anticipating. It could be a new favorite. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, and the last question, question number 6. Have you already started making reading plans for next year? Yes and no. I don't make big plans. Like I said, I'm a mood reader. I do not do well when I make a TBR. I've attempted it multiple times. I do okay with lists like this where I read half of them, 24. I read 12 of the 24 books to kind of challenge myself. A challenge I can do where a TBR or making concrete plans, I'm not good at. Life happens and things come up and it's really hard for me to push through. I don't like pushing through books when I'm not feeling them. Reading is for fun. I enjoy it and I love reading all kinds of different things, but I also don't want reading to become a job. I don't want it to be something that I feel pressured tremendously. Now, motivation like this to get through these books that are already on my TBR, or maybe I should get rid of them. That's a good thing. But setting a TBR and making big plans, like I know I want to read through the Narnia books. I have no set plans for what and how I'm doing that. I don't even know, like my Goodreads goal. Hi. I usually set my reading goal at 50 on Goodreads. That's such a low goal for the last few years, but going back just 4 years, I was struggling to get like 10 books in a year. So as far as like numbers, no, I do 50. And if that changes throughout the year, I don't beat myself up over it. It's okay. Reading is fun and I enjoy it. I love how YouTube and Instagram, like Bookstagram, have both made my enjoyment of books go through the roof. So one thing I would say, if you're somebody who is struggling to maybe meet your reading goal, like I set 12 one year and I read one. That was just 5-6 years ago at this point. But I would say look for different books. You just haven't found the books that you enjoy yet. If you want to do this tag, consider yourself tagged by me. I would love to check out your video and all of your plans to end out 2024. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.